The number of deaths at San Antonio's Southeast Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is rising. 17 residents have now died from the coronavirus. The facility is the epicenter of the city's only nursing home outbreak. Eyewitness News reporter Mariah Medina with a county leader demanding action at the facility.
Precinct 4 Commissioner Tommy Calvert today firing off a letter to local leaders that paints a grim picture of what he says is happening behind closed doors at the nursing facility that accounts for nearly half of Bexar County's COVID-19 related deaths. Calvert calling for a multi-level crackdown in the next 24 hours at the Southeast Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. In the hours since Calvert sent his letter, the death toll at the facility rose to 17 patients.
I'm just trying to advocate for these families and these people. So,
District 3 City Councilwoman Rebecca Villagrán represents the area where the nursing facility is located. She's pressed for a timeline on how the deadly outbreak unfolded, roping in senators and state representatives for action to be taken at the facility.
Are you confident patients at Southeast are receiving the best care?
I'm not confident in that.
Calvert's letter details allegations of staffing shortages and patients missing meals. Villagrán says her office has confirmed residents are being fed, but would like to see a clear plan from the state.
I'd love to be able to see that they promote that they publicize that, and they showcase that. So we, myself and others, and the workers, those that are living in the community, can feel confident there.
Health and Human Services says they're currently investigating the facility to see whether it's been properly screening staff and care providers and whether it's followed COVID-19 related guidance. Findings from that investigation will not be released until the investigation has wrapped up, and that could take weeks. Mariah Medina, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Southeast Nursing and Rehabilitation Center's lawyer released a statement in response to Commissioner Calvert's letter, saying in part, "I do believe you owe Southeast nursing staff, physicians, and other healthcare workers an apology regarding the unfounded and inflammatory charges made this morning in your letter. The letter was an insult to their integrity, professional abilities, and even their individual morals and honor." For the full statement, you can go to our website, KENS5.com.